Oh, 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 hola. Hola, ¿qué tal todos? ¿Cómo están? Muchísimas gracias por unirse a este pequeño live stream que estamos haciendo junto con el ganso o para el ganso. Muy emocionada porque vamos a estar platicando LP y yo sobre distintas cosas. Realmente platicando pues en la chorcha, ¿verdad? Como dos viejas amigas. Y y estoy contenta, va a estar bueno. Hay un montón de preguntas que ya fueron previamente seleccionadas por la gente del ganso. Y entonces a ver qué tal. Hay muy buenas preguntas, yo creo que va a ser para una plática súper interesante. Preguntas que bueno, yo le voy a hacer a LP y yo también voy a responder desde mi cancha. Entonces, nada, pues aquí platicando con ustedes, a ver qué onda y esperaremos a que LP se conecte. Mientras tanto, les puedo estar platicando un poquito sobre la dinámica o bueno, sobre de lo que se trata esto con el ganso, que es Ganso Ayuda. Hay una página de internet que les estaremos compartiendo que se llama gansoayuda.org. De ahí hay un montón de pósters y de diseños exclusivos, playeras, etcétera, etcétera, para ayudar a toda la comunidad que rodea pues a todas las personas impactadas por el COVID-19 en la playa. Que bueno, es el lugar en donde está situado el ganso. Entonces, bueno, es una buena causa esta pequeña plática que vamos a estar haciendo. Entonces, pues nada, platicando un poquito. ¡Ay, ya entró el P! ¡Oh, qué emoción! Ok, nada más la encuentro. Porque aquí, entre tanto comentario, necesito buscarla. Chiquichen, chiquichen. Perdonen, ahorita no tardo. A ver si alguien encuentra un mensajito de LP para poderla meter. Mira, les voy a ir poniendo, por cierto, la dirección, bueno, el link que es gansoayuda.org en lo que logro meter a LP. gansoayuda.org. Ah, mira, ya la vi. Perfecto. Ahorita termino de IMLP. Perfecto. Estoy invitando a LP a live. Entonces, ¡qué emoción! Vamos a estar platicando. Hello!
What's up, babe?
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
What's going
I
on?
feel like I haven't used my English in like, I don't know, many months.
That must
Right
be
now I
so
was like,
weird.
oh shit, I think I forgot how to speak English.
She's so weird to like just snap into it, you know?
I know. It's
Oh,
like, oh
it's like
wow. I was
it's like someone that lives in your house and that like you never see, but then you're like, oh shit, hey, what's
I know.
up? I forgot you're like
Like yeah, it's like a
beginning.
part of my brain that's off and now it's suddenly like starting to turn on. So how
So,
you
or
been
you could just like
doing?
the language like me. Be like,
I know.
cerveza? Sí. There you
Cerveza.
go.
That's very nice. That's very beachy El Ganzo
There
kind
you
of
go.
vibe.
That's right, man. I'll keep the El Gonzo going all Gonzo day.
I know.
That's
That's
good.
nice.
Yeah, that's my vibe.
So
What do
where
you?
are you?
I'm in LA,
Nice.
where that's where all I've been. It's like it's so funny that
I know.
I haven't
It's like,
been anywhere this year. So interesting, so weird.
I know, right? So
Yeah,
different.
it's so different. Were you gonna tour a lot this year?
Not really. I mean, we toured a lot in Mexico
Yeah.
before this whole thing started, but But I mean, everything stopped in March, which is more or less the time where things start to pick up here, at least. So it was just crazy. We just literally had everything canceled. We had a trip to Spain, a couple of US shows. So we really didn't get to do much.
Yeah.
But well,
Soon.
yeah, I'm very hopeful. So they shared with El Ganso peeps, the people from El Ganso, shared with us really cool like questions that they had that they received from a bunch of people, bunch of fans that wanted to ask us. And there's some really funny ones and interesting ones. And I think we're going to have a lot of fun trying to answer these. So if you want me, I can start by reading some of them.
Okay, go
They're
for
pretty
it.
cool. So let's see. Okay, so let's start with one of these, which is what did you think the first time you heard one song from the other?
Oh gosh. You go first.
Well, I can't really remember what song, but I do remember hearing a lot from you,
Yeah.
probably around 8 years ago, which was, I think, was around the time that I was releasing my second album, and I was touring a lot in the States. And I just remember your name everywhere. I remember your voice very, very clearly. Like, remember being on like a radio station and there's suddenly listening to you and being like, oh wow, like
Yeah.
what is this? Like who is this person? This is amazing.
Oh,
And yeah, that was really like one of the first times that I was like totally aware of you and your voice and your career. And and I think I remember for some reason being in contact with a lot of people that knew you or knew of you, or maybe we were in the same label at some point. I
yeah.
don't know.
Yeah,
But it
I
was pretty
label
amazing.
people, and then friends of mine from Mexico that told me about you, and then like asked me if I knew who you were, and then I feel like three different interviews before we ever like just said, do you like Ximena? And I was like, I didn't know, and it just kind of kept happening. They kept asking me about you, and then I looked your stuff up, and I was like, oh, I love this girl, and I but I remember it was friends and it was record people that told me about it. So it was kind of cool. I got both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely interesting to be hearing from you, and then not really knowing that in many years afterwards we would be actually working together, talking, doing live streams together.
Hi, live. Oh God, these are like I don't know. I don't know if I'll miss them or not. Like remember the live stream year? That was really cool. Oh, did I?
I know. I mean, I think it's cool that, I mean, at least, it's, to me, I don't know if it's happened to you, but to me, um I truly feel like it's, I don't know, going on a date with someone, like actually, like actually seeing
Oh,
that person and being like there's like a nice warm feeling in my heart, even though it's only like through the internet, and they're not really present there with you. It's still like just seeing someone other than the people that you're quarantining with. It's like yay, more people.
yeah, it's like like a person drowning. Yeah, I feel like
Like
that a little
yay.
bit when I go out. Even though like we've got masks on and everything. It's like I think I like kind of feel like I want to like hug someone that's standing like 10 feet away from me in line at the
I know.
at the wine store, which is like the place that I go to the most. Like when at the wine store, I'm like, what am I gonna do? Long
Like
again.
I'll just have to hug this bottle endlessly. imagining that it's an actual person.
All right, what's another question?
Okay, another question. If you weren't a singer, what would you do instead?
Hmm. Me or you?
You.
Me.
I mean both.
Oh, people are.
I deserve for both.
Okay, I'll go for it. I would probably be a doctor.
Really?
Yeah. My whole family are my everyone I know is a doctor or a lawyer, but I don't want to be a lawyer. I wouldn't want to be a lawyer. I think I might have gone into like therapy, like a psychologist kind of doctor.
No, that's cool. That's cool. I have a lot of therapists around me because my mother-in-law is a therapist. My brother-in-law is a therapist.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's cool. It's like a really cool profession.
Yeah, and when I've gone to therapy, I'm always like, interesting. Or maybe I'm just interested. I'm kidding. Am I this interesting? Wow, maybe I should be a therapist. Maybe I
Because
should.
I love therapists. I'm always
Me?
like, I mean, yeah, you kind of like, I don't know why, but you kind of like feel the first time that you go into a therapy session and then you come out feeling so happy that you just want to hug them and you're like,
See,
I
everyone
love you.
tells me
I know it's your job, but I love you.
I feel so safe around you.
I know.
I don't know if it's like I get like this like I feel like I always just like kind of charm my therapist into being like my friend. So then I feel like they just like me, so they don't really, you know, like
They're not very objective.
yeah. I was like I remember like my ex-girlfriend like kind of like sort of convinced me that there was like so much shit wrong with me that that I went into this first like couples therapy, which then she became my therapist after. And I just remember I was like, I'm really like she said that she knew that this woman was like not like worse than me, because like she basically went in there telling the therapist. I got there 10 minutes late. She told her all these like things about me, and then I got in there and I just was like, yeah, I mean, I'm fucked up. I can't help it. Sorry. you know and then she's like, you're like just like meat and potatoes normal kind of person, really. I don't want to like chat whole artistic thing and everything, but and then I was like, oh, huh.
I feel that that's like the number one mistake that people make when they go to couples therapy. You're always like, I want to take my significant other to couples therapy so that the therapist can tell them what's completely wrong about them. And then you go to therapy and you're like, oh shit, I think I'm the one that has all this stuff going
Yeah,
on.
like my favorite is just like watching their face crumble as they realize they're wrong.
Exactly.
See? Yeah.
That's totally me. That's totally me. Okay, awesome. So you would be a therapist. I don't know what the fuck I would do, actually, to be honest. It's like I don't think I'm actually talented in anything else. Like I just sing well. I'd probably be like, I don't know, a nanny. I don't know. My daughter's nanny.
Wrong with that?
Stay at home mom.
I could see you being, and not in an insulting way, but like I feel like if you were like a kindergarten teacher, you'd be the most beloved kindergarten teacher of all time. You'd just be like, kids would be like,
I like it because I feel it's something that I've discovered in my later years. Like if you would have told me, but like 3 years ago, before I was even pregnant or had a kid or anything, if I would have been a good teacher or a good person with kids, like nobody would have believed you. Everybody would have been like, Ximena, no fucking way. She's like the most uninterested person in a kid. Like, I would just walk into a room where there would be kids and I would be like, awesome, there's a kid. You know what I mean? Like just
yeah.
now it's definitely something happens. Like you become a mom and it's like boom, now I like run to them. Like it's like I see them on the street and I'm like, that crazy lady that just wants to hold them or like talk to them. Yeah, it's kind of creepy and weird.
Well, also like people say that like you never know what kind of parent you're going to be until you have them. Like this friend of mine was saying that like before her and her husband had kids, they always thought that he would be the strict one and she would be like the easygoing one. And then when they had kids, they complete opposite. He's like the mush that like kind of is always like, okay, go ahead. And she's the like disciplinarian, which was like, because she's not like, it was just very weird. She said it's just very interesting who you become, like with
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
it's
it's
different
crazy.
than you
You
thought.
you have no idea. I mean, it's totally mind blowing, and your kids just disarm you 100%.
Yeah, I bet. You only have one, right?
I have one, and I'm expecting a second one.
That's what I thought I saw that,
Yeah,
and I was like, is this an old pic? Congratulations!
I know, crazy, right?
They look so damn radiant.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know what they are? They is what
N Not yet.
okay. Should we like do a little pendulum thing? See what's going on?
Exactly. Let's see what it's like. A here in Mexico we have these candies that are like a chocolate, and they always cover a surprise. So
Yeah,
and they're called Kinder Sorpresa.
yeah.
So that's what it is for our baby. It's a surprise baby,
Nice. Oh, so you're gonna stay not knowing.
not knowing.
Cool. I mean, does it matter? It don't matter.
Not really. I mean,
Yeah. Oh, what's gonna happen? Just ask mine.
exactly.
What's gonna happen? We don't know. I'm
That's awesome.
excited. Wow. Okay, give me another question.
Okay, so let's see. Okay, so this is a question for me, and there's one for you. So, would you like to change your hairstyle to an LP hairstyle? And I'm like, 100%. I totally would. The problem is that my hair would not be like your hair, probably. You have curly hair, right?
I do, but it could like go anyway. Like I just washed it like 5 minutes ago, so it's a little bit sad right now. So hence once again the hat, but yeah, I think my hair could go straight though. If I like blow dry, like I could blow dry it really straight, which would be really weird. But it's just natural curly, so I just let it do what it wants. But yeah, no, I think your hair looks like it has like a lot of wave to it.
It has a little bit of a wave. I have a bunch of hair though, so I feel that if I cut it to that point, it would probably be just like this crazy, weird afro. I mean, you know what? I should just try it. Like, it's hair. You know what I mean? It grows back.
Not like
Whatever.
a fucking like pregnancy, like whatever meltdown and just like cut off.
I know. Well, actually, with my previous pregnancy, I did cut my hair. Like, I don't know. I totally went through that like oh my God, my life is changing moment, and I cut my hair like this short. It was like super super short, and I liked it. It was fun. It was fun for a while.
Yeah, that's cool. What is this pregnancy easier for you?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I think that with your first one, you're like so overly aware of what's going on in your body, and you're like scared shitless all the time. You're like, oh my God, I feel something. What is this? What is this? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, so it's just, and it's so crazy. And then when you understand that your body sort of like knows what it's doing, and no matter what you do, either you do it right or kind of wrong, like it's still gonna go ahead and do what it needs to do. So if you just stay out of the way and let it do its thing, it's gonna be fine. So with this pregnancy, also I have a toddler now, so my daughter is like occupying a bunch of my attention. I don't even like last pregnancy, you're like, okay, you're counting the weeks, you're counting the days, you're counting the hours, and this time
I'm never going to be alone again, and now you're already not ever being alone.
yeah,
So,
now it's like, oh yeah, what week are we in? Oh fuck, I don't know, I'm sorry.
When are you due?
Well, what?
When are you due?
September.
Oh wow, damn,
I know, crazy.
exciting. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah, thanks.
Think of a better mom than you. It's like,
Yeah, it's fun.
up like it even to me, I'm just like, I feel like I'm in kindergarten. I'm like, Ximena. She's so nice.
Yay. Good to
What
know that I can
question?
have a good plan B. Okay.
You're right. Yay.
Okay, here's a good one. It says, "What will you never repeat in life, and what would you change if you had the opportunity to do it? And could you really change that? If you could return to the past, what advice would you give yourself?"
That's a multi-pronged question there. This
I
is really,
know.
something you would never repeat. And if you could go back and change that, you'd go back and change.
Hmm.
Oh, well, so many things. I mean, and then again, nothing. You know what I mean? I think uh, I wouldn't have stayed out with my friends as many nights as I did when I was a kid. When my mother was is so sad and bringing the party down. But my mom is dying, and I saw her a lot, but you know, I just didn't go home as much as I should have. You know, like I was just like trying to avoid, because I lived with my dad and she was with my stepfather, and I just was like sad, So, but I would
Yeah.
have gone seen her more, you know, because it really, um, yeah. Hey, you're having a baby. That's great. It's really like, anyway, yeah, I would have done that.
Yeah. I mean, I know you probably know this, but I'm sure your mom knew exactly what you were going through.
Yeah.
She's probably really aware of who you are now and what you felt at the time. Because moms know it's crazy. And you
Yeah.
don't really give a shit about yourself as a mom.
Yeah.
You just have this like insane love for the person, for your daughter and son, and just totally understand 100%. And you know how much they love you. Like it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Very hard for her, like, and I can't imagine I think it must be very hard for parents to um watch their kids watch them kind of pass away, you know what I mean? Like that's awful. So yeah, I think she got it, I just when I think about, because I don't have regrets about, like, like even like, you know uh perceived like career regrets, like, everything happened exactly how it was supposed to, and it's been to the best end, so just stuff like that, like, like they say, there's nothing, time with people you love is one of the most important things.
Yeah. And I do think that these times are 100% putting everything, all that into perspective, with people missing each other so much and being far away, and not being able to hang out or really pass time with the people that you want to be with. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
I think, like, so I think a lot of kids, dogs especially, but a lot of kids will be this is their favorite year. No school, hanging out with their parents. I wonder what is this year, because Laura and I were laughing earlier about, is this maybe the year of the dog? Because we're just like, the dog is like, this is great.
I know. Having the time of their life. And I think it's definitely great for toddlers as well,
Yeah.
because toddlers are like these self-centered motherfuckers, kind of. They're just, they don't
Toddlers
really give a shit about other kids yet. So they're really happy. But I think that for older kids, I mean, they miss other kids so
so,
much. Being able to play outside and
yeah.
play with their friends and stuff, and I think that's what's really, really hard for them. Or people that there's actually kids that miss school, you know what I
Oh,
mean? That are actually like, I wish I could be at school with my friends and,
yeah.
hang out or whatever. Not my case, definitely. When I was a kid, I was like, fuck this.
Oh,
This
really?
sucks.
Would have been like, yeah. I don't know. I would have missed it. I would have missed it, I think. I would have been like, because, yeah, we didn't like, also, like, there were no kids in my neighborhood, so it was like boring as fuck, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
like, school was like the only other kids,
Yeah. Yeah,
um,
totally. Okay, so that was a really existential one. Let's
Yeah.
see. Let's see something a little lighter. Oh, what is your guilty pleasure and what Mexican dish do you like?
Oh my gosh. My guilty pleasure is uh like I don't know, like Brad Pitt movies or something. Like
Anything
Tom
with Brad Pitt.
movies. I don't know. I'm trying to think what my guilty pleasure is. Um, yeah, just like some like cheesy movie, you know. Um, and um, and my favorite Mexican dish is God, I love Mexican food in its entirety, just about. You know what I mean? I don't eat meat, so none of the meat stuff, but like shrimp tacos and stuff like that. But
Mm,
real like you know, like the really deep stuff, like the good um yeah, I guess I love mole, you know what I mean? Like when it's
mhm.
good, and I love how intricate it is, you know. One time Lauren made mole from scratch,
Oh,
and she's really good cook. Like she's very like talented at cooking. She's gotten even better like since we've been locked up. But um, she made it one time. I couldn't believe how many fucking ingredients were in there. I thought she was gonna like throw like a shoe in there or some shit. You know,
I
there
know.
was like it was literally
Fried.
she had
A
this one.
fried shoe. Because everything has to be fried.
You know, you're just like
And mole.
oh
Everything.
yeah. And like I was looking at the frying pan at one point, and there was like 14 little things in there that were all gonna get mixed up, and like a fucking like loaf of bread, like a little loaf of bread
Yeah.
or something like that. It was like, I was like, what does that mean? How do you go like just add a small loaf of bread?
Well, now it's rainy season here in Mexico and in a bunch of parts in the country. These really big ants pop up from the ground, and they're
Oh,
called chicatana.
yeah, we have them too. We call them what are they called? How do they say it in English? The
I have no
cicadas.
idea. They're huge ants, basically.
Cicadas. I think
Huge
we call.
ants.
Oh, okay. We call them. They're like we call them cicadas. I think they come out of the ground every 15 years, right?
I'm not sure if it's every 15 years, but they're like
Yeah, they're
huge.
giant, and they fly out of the ground and into the trees, and then they fucking die and they fall back down, and it's a whole thing. And like dogs like gorge on them and shit. Like dogs like
Yeah, well, here in Mexico, they use them to make mole as well. So they grab a
no.
bunch of them, they fry them, and they put them into the mole, and they're really good, actually. But yeah, it's like another thing that goes into the mole that you're like,
Yeah.
like okay, yeah, fine, why not? Put them in there.
It's so funny.
You
It's
know.
just it's like they have I love mezcal. I love tequila. I love
Mm-hmm.
it. But there's this brand I think they have it in Mexico too, but it's called Vida. It's from
Mm-hmm.
Mexico. It's all from Mexico. But
Mm-hmm.
it's all these different types of mezcal from different villages,
Mm-hmm.
and and there's two of them that are not like they're not vegetarian basically because it's basically vegetarian, but there's one that's cooked with like uh I think chicken, and then this one is cooked with this like really like prime cut of like ham or something like that they put in it. It's like it's just
It's
interesting.
insane. What I've heard that I'm not sure if the maestro mezcalero was, pulling my leg or something, but he told me that they literally hang like a raw chicken breast
Yeah.
and then it just like drips into the mezcal,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is
yeah.
kind of like a
Yeah.
pretty disgusting sight if you ask me. But
Yeah, no, totally. I know. But it's a real thing though, apparently. They told me about it, and I just
seems legit.
yeah. Oh man, but mezcal is so great. It really is, but not for everyday consumption. That shit
I
is
know. I know.
woo.
And I think that was the hardest for me for in my first pregnancy, like having to give up all that, like mezcal and tequila. I was like, oh my God, what am
Uh,
I gonna
I
do
know, like
in my shows? And then
quarantine and be pregnant. Go.
Exactly. No alcohol for you.
Your husband's just like,
Yeah, exactly. He's intaking for both of us, so that's great.
how's Paco doing?
Paco's great. Paco is
Hey, Paco, how's he doing?
his daughter just turned 2, I
Uh,
think.
oh, he's so cute.
Umi, I know, yeah, she's so cute. And he's doing great. He
Awesome.
really is working from home.
He must be psyched because he doesn't get to see. He's like out a lot, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, at the office. I mean, and
Yeah.
now home office with Umi screaming at the background, which is nice.
That's nice. Oh, hey.
So it's cool. So, this is the typical one that everybody asks. Have
Okay.
you learned anything from this time in quarantine?
um, I've learned that um, I should never drink more than one whole bottle of wine. Speaking of drinking, no, I think I've what have you learned?
Exactly. Well, I've learned how to bake banana bread,
Oh, hey.
like 95% of the population. Uh,
Those damn bananas
um,
going bad.
yeah. What else? I've learned that I'm very adaptable, that I'm,
Yeah,
that it's not
I,
very, very different from, I don't feel very, very different from what I felt, touring and being super, super, super busy. Um, and that I think it's just a lot of it is here,
yeah.
it's in your
I mean,
head.
that's really well said because that's exactly how I felt. Like I feel like the one thing I think I was like not proud of, but like happy for the fact that like I just like dealt with it. I was just like, okay, I
Yeah.
didn't feel sad really about it. I mean, it is sad and maddening, and especially like now, I just feel like it's upsetting that our leadership is so bad and that it's not caring about what's happening to people, and it doesn't have to be that hard. People just wear their masks and help keep it down, but stuff like
Yeah.
that. But I did feel like I just kind of like dealt with what was going on and didn't get like I haven't really thought a lot about myself really. I've just been like, oh man, the world is so fucked up, and it'll get back to it when it gets back to whatever I'm doing. But I felt like it was good for me to just like kind of slow down and not because I don't know about you, but like I felt like the pace of life was so fast for so long and and you just felt like it should be accompanied by the sound like
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
felt like it was doing that. It was just like no, like
Yeah.
something broke. It was really fucked up.
And I guess in the end, it just connects you with what's really important. And it happens. I was in the studio recently, and I hadn't been in the studio for a while, um, and it was really cool for me because I was like, okay, so this stopping has made me connect a lot to what's actually important, like with what you know the things that are happening around in the world that are actually important, and I feel that it's very much compared to how you feel when you walk into the studio and you're sort of just connecting to music and to having something important and something beautiful to say through music and communicating with other musicians and um, and it's sort of, to me, it felt very similar, like the conclusions that you take from being in studio quarantine and then from this moment of quarantining and sort of opening your eyes to what's around you, what's important, and who needs you, and
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's really cool.
I've never been more grateful. Like I don't think for what I do, and not for like what I have through what I do, but but what I do, like that, make music, and
Mm-hmm.
and so like um, inspired, and I just feel like I'm right. I'm going. I'm gonna like kind of go not away, but just go to a little house away from my house next week for like 2 weeks to just kind of shut off and like write even more because I'm kind of done with this record that I'm putting out.
Mm.
My single's coming out soon. I can't wait for you to hear it. As soon as I'll send you. I think
Yay!
Apple probably has a version of it
That's so
right now because it's
exciting.
coming month. Yeah, but I'm like, there's a lot of songs, but I feel like I have a lot more stuff rolling around, so I'm just gonna, do that and see what's up. But I'm glad it's like I felt creative, so it's nice to hear that you do too. It's good.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're so lucky to be
Yeah.
able to do that. I mean, really, to just be able to go into a studio and just write and perform and compose and, be in that mindset, having that to fall back to is amazing.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, well done, team. Man, I
Yay,
want to get in.
team.
I want to get in with you, and let's write something from scratch.
Yes, that would be
Okay.
so fun.
Yeah, I think we should.
Yeah. No, it's
Yeah.
really, really cool. And especially it was awesome because we uh all of the songs that I was in the studio are produced by a girl. Her name is Marianne Rossi.
That's
She's an
cool.
amazing Mexican producer. And I'd
Yeah.
never done that before. And that was
Yeah.
really amazing
Different. Yeah.
experience,
Yeah.
being like the two ladies in charge.
Yeah.
That is like we were like the two main people in charge at the
Yeah. I
studio.
think I saw some
Um,
pictures. She looks cool.
you know what?
I said I think I saw some pictures and she looks really cool.
She's
Like a
amazing.
badass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's really badass. She's such a good producer. And yeah,
Yeah.
but it was really special. Um, having that energy, which, it's 100% different when where it's usually dudes. It
Oh,
was cool.
totally. Yeah. Lauren would be like, yes, what's her number? I want to like oh, she loves like she gets so excited when there's like I feel like I'm just so used to like I welcome it and a woman mastered my new single, which is like, yes, finally, like
Yeah.
this woman, Emily Lazar, and I was just like, fucking finally, because because I don't, I have worked with him before. I just like, it just so happened that it's like, been more of a dude thing, but and I
Yeah.
don't want to like kind of stay away from my dude just because he's a dude.
Yeah.
Says me. There's plenty of women around anyway. Whoa, pump the brakes. Everybody calm down. Anyway, but yeah. Any more questions there?
Yeah, there's a couple of one. Oh, this one's
Oh
cool.
yeah.
Do wait. Oh, here it is. If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Woo! Well, I always say this, but I think it's a good one. Time travel. You know, how cool would that be? Just be like,
Yeah, time
I
travel is
saw
cool.
your 18-year-old son graduate from college. I mean, you're from. No, it's a boy. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I have no.
Mine. I think mine is to be invisible. How cool would that be?
Oh, that would be very cool. But then, you'd roll up on people being like, I don't really like him, and I don't. And then you'd be like, here I am, bitches.
It's like, hey, I'm here.
Son of a. But yeah, I think that would be fun for sure. But where would you go? Where would you go first?
Where would I go? The center of the city. I wish I'm dying to see
DC.
how Mexico City looks like completely, you know, empty.
Oh,
That would
yeah.
be really cool.
But when you also like to see Mexico City like 1,000 years ago?
Yeah. No, 100%. 100%.
That'd be
Must
so
have
fun.
been fucking crazy. I mean, I feel that
And
Mexico
be invisible.
City has that.
Oh, totally. It does. You're right.
It's
For
like I think it's always been crazy. Like it's
sure.
crazy now, and I'm sure like
Oh my God. Yeah.
200 years from now was insane, and like 500 years from now was also insane. It's like
I bet. And we should combine our superpowers because if time travel and being able to be invisible would be key because you know what I mean? Like this way it'd be like
yes.
I'd like to, just be like kind of like show up like this like 1,000 years ago, like, like what the hell is that? I'll kill it. Ah.
Plus also like being a woman, just like
Well, yeah, I mean that's not a great thing. That's what I mean.
not a great. It's like one of the
Yeah.
worst things to be like 500
Oh,
years ago or a
yeah.
thousand years
I think I
ago.
should
It's
go
like,
back and like walk into a church like 2,000 years ago. Like, how's everybody fucking doing? Yeah, yeah, yeah. You like lesbians? Anybody? No?
exactly. Like, okay, I'm just
You
gonna
down
go
with gay people or what?
burn in the stake right now.
Did it get hotter in here just instantly?
Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, so I have one more question. This is nice. This is nice because this is kind of like a uh something somebody in need of inspiration or need of hope. And here it says, "Hi LP and Ximena, I wonder when you get very sad and you have reached the boiling point, what song do you listen to recharge?" Thank you
Oh,
in advance for your answer.
so sweet.
I know.
Oh my gosh. Whoo, that's a good question. Well, it depends what I'm sad about, but I listened to "Going to California" by Led Zeppelin. There my time when a woman unkind, smoke my stuff and drink all my wine. That kind of shit.
Yeah,
I like love shit. You know what I mean? Because like,
yeah. I have my own like feel good Led Zeppelin song, which is Ramble On.
oh fuck yeah, dude! Anything by Led Zeppelin. I mean, Led Zeppelin. You're just like, really? Like
Yeah.
it's like there's some of these bands like because it's like we do this, we don't do it that way or whatever, but it's like you're like, how the fuck, like every year I get more like impressed with like Led Zeppelin. I get more impressed with like the Stones, like all the like these songs, because you would think that like there's songs that like there's present day songs, yes, that are gonna get played forever and ever, like or whatever, but like, well, or even like a song like, like "Don't Stop Believing." You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
every time that comes on, people are all like, "Don't stop believing." Like, still in well, not bars right now, because no one's in bars right now, or they're
At home.
yeah. But that song comes on, or like, or like whatever fucking song, the Stones, like name that song, and it's just like it's wild, it's impressive. Or like
Yeah.
Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody, all that stuff.
Yeah, you're like, wow, what an ability to just transcend.
Yeah. So you didn't say
Crazy.
your song though. You didn't name a song.
Okay. I
Even
think to me, let's see. I'm like opening my Spotify, like,
I don't
because I literally have like a
like
playlist.
who do you like right now? Like
It's like, I totally have like a feel good playlist right now that I'm
yeah.
like
Mm.
constantly updating. But I like Lay Lady Lay by
Oh
Bob Dylan. Every time I hear that song, it's like there's something about those
yeah.
chords to the beginning
Yeah.
that's like,
Yeah.
oh man, just makes
Totally.
me feel really good.
Did you hear his new stuff? By the way,
No, is it good?
it's actually really good. I mean, he's just like a poet, you know. And he
Yeah.
says crazy shit, and his voice sounds a bit better than it has in recent years because it got very like kind of croaky a little bit, you know, like whereas it's like kind of hard, a little hard to understand. But you know, there's no one like Bob Dylan. That's a, you know, he's so like it's wild, you know, like it's almost wild like to live in the same time as him, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
I
feel
know.
like he's like far off, you know.
Have you ever met him? Who's like the most,
I
okay, this is my question. Who's like the most amazing like artist that you've met that you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I
uh,
met this
oh,
person?
a couple of people, but like I met Rod Stewart once, and
Wow.
yeah, that was pretty cool because his daughter is like you know, a friend of mine a bit, and she invited us to his last show in Vegas, and she sang with him a bunch and stuff, and then I went backstage, and my favorite part was I got to hang out with his clothes. He wasn't backstage, but I was backstage with his like valet. The guy was like 30 something years or something like that, and he has this like old wardrobe like traveling case that's like, I mean, if you when you see it, you cry because it's just like it was like there with he's had it in the 70s, you know, and just all his like cool ass fucking clothes and shit, and then you know, and then I met him after, and he's just like very down to earth, and but I've been around two other people that I kind of couldn't believe. Like one time I was at a party at the Chateau Marmont here in LA, and
So
Paul,
LA.
yeah, Paul McCartney. It was at a Grammy party, and Paul McCartney like just
Oh
left.
my God, I was there. I think I was there. He
Really?
like, I think
Yeah,
so.
he was
I
like
think
tooling around. He was just like such a happy guy, and he just was like, you know, like he turned around and he like, I was just like, we were just like having to look right at each other, and he's like, and I was like, how you
I
doing, Paul?
think I was there because I just remember. I remember. Was it like it was an after Grammy Warner party, right?
Yeah, it was the one that Bruno Mars played. I
Yes,
think.
I was
Yeah,
there. Oh my
yeah,
God.
yeah, yeah. Dude, were you amazed? Like Bruno Mars at that fucking thing? I was like, he was doing like
I know, he's insane.
they
So good.
complained about because the music was too loud or something like that. But he played for an hour and didn't play one of his songs and just kept going from one song to the next. And he was doing these mashups. He did like fucking like Roxanne mixed with like
Yeah.
Billie Jean or something like that. I was like, no fucking way. He's nuts, that guy. But yeah, it was that party. Like,
I was totally thinking about that party because I was thinking in that party I met Mr. Brainwash. Do you know who Mr. Brainwash
oh,
is?
yeah, I saw that documentary. What a nut.
And I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, I remember he was there too. I went to this other after party up in like I think Greg Kirsten had a room or something like that, and I wrote. I'll tell you the song I wrote about that night. I forgot that it was a Grammy night, but I wrote the opening line of one of the new songs on my record is about that party.
That's so insane.
Oh yeah, and
Right?
Prince. Somebody just said Prince. I met
Oh
Prince.
my God.
You want this is a kind of funny story, but like I was working with Nicole Scherzinger from the Pussycat Dolls, like
Mm-hmm.
and stuff, and she asked me if I wanted to go to Prince's birthday party, and it was at this place that I would like, you know, kind of hang out and play, and I knew the owner and stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, cool, and the owner had invited me too, so I was like, oh yeah, I'll go, and I go with my girlfriend at the time, and Nicole is there, she comes up, and then Prince comes up and he's like, and there's nobody there. It's like hardly anybody there. He didn't want anybody there. He had like Finding Nemo playing on a movie screen, and it was just like, sweet, okay. And he was wearing these red silk pajamas, and he was like talking, and he startled my ex so much that I kind of like fell off a bar stool, and then he like kind of giggled, and then you know, I'll talk, and then all of a sudden Nicole's talking. So I was looking in her direction, and you know, I wasn't gonna be like, like, but like I was just like sitting there for a second, like, you know, sipping my drink, and then he leans in and goes, because he was DJing that night too.
Oh
So
my God.
he leans in, he goes, "Any requests?" Like in
Oh
my
my
ear. And I was so startled. I was like, "Oh Jesus Christ!" And I was like, no, everything you're playing is great. I love it, And then a split second, I was like, sing one of his songs, tell him to sing his songs. So I go to like say something to him, and he did that. Those Prince moves that he does where he's on his heels and he seems to just move without stepping this way.
Yes.
Like he just like moves that way like 30 feet without even like moving his legs, And I was like, shit, and then I didn't really get to talk to him again.
Goodbye, Prince. Wow, that's so crazy.
Oh God, I missed my big jazz. Very, very upsetting.
That is such a good Prince story.
And then he was so cute. He was like kind of doing this thing where he was like, so there's like all these like couches in this place, and he just like, you know how people jump over fences when they put up their hands here and they go like, they jump over.
Yeah.
So he just like, and I just happened to see it. Like, I don't know if I wasn't watching, but I was just I was watching Finding Nemo, which is right, and there's one of those couches there. And he just does that. It's an empty couch. He just he comes from behind the couch and he jumps over the couch and he lands like this. He just like sits there for a minute. Just
like a funny dwarf kind of character that you're describing.
He's a cartoon. Like, he's so cute. And just absolutely amazing. He's like my size, which makes me love him even more. Aww.
Oh my God, I love that story. That's so funny. And I can't believe we were at the same Grammy party.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's like the only Grammy party I was ever at. So it's so funny that's actually that one.
I don't really go to them very often. I don't know. I'm not like, because to be honest with you, this was a good one. It was like,
it was really good.
That show, Bruno was unbelievable. Like, seeing him like in this intimate room, just do his thing and like just be. He's like gigantic star. And I know him a little bit and said hi, and his family was always really nice. And I think that his mom was still alive then. That was nice to meet her and stuff. But yeah, I think that like it just had a warm vibe.
Yeah, plus Paul McCartney was there. I mean, how insane was that?
Yeah.
I do remember it though, like everybody being really, really cool, like hanging out at this party, and then suddenly everybody just ran to where Paul McCartney was.
Yeah.
They just ran. Yeah. Everybody just lost all coolness and control. Like it was like all kinds of amazing artists. It was like the guys from Mastodon.
I was reading something about the guys from Mastodon. Oh my God. I was reading something about like the Beatles back in the day, and they were saying that like I think it was like an Eric Clapton bio or something that I was reading, and they were saying just when a Beatle would show up at a party, the entire thing changed. Like there was all these famous musicians, there would be all these bands, all these guys from like big bands, but then like like George and like Ringo would walk in or something, and everyone would be like like holy shit, it's like another level of craziness. And that was
another level of fame.
Yeah exactly.
Like those guys are pretty insane.
Yeah, crazy. The Beatles.
Oh man.
Did we talk enough?
Yeah, we did really well. I think we're good.
We're good. We're good. Well, let's set it up. I'm gonna call Paco and maybe we could write something. I mean, you're gonna be very busy until when you gonna start working again, you think, after the baby's born?
Well, probably November, but I mean that's just probable. Yeah, I mean, because with my last baby, I mean I think I had her, and like 2 months afterwards I was touring. It was pretty insane. I mean, she came with me everywhere, and I barely slept, but we pulled it off.
Wow.
She was like a perfect
very impressive
tour baby.
Yeah. Oh.
So I'm hoping that this one's going to be the same.
I have a feeling, does your husband help out a lot? Is he really good like that?
Yeah, he's 100% there.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. Great, great
But
dad.
that's cool. You're lucky. That's nice.
Yeah,
I mean, it's all skill, but that's good.
yeah.
I'm happy to hear that. Nice.
But
Well,
no, 100%, 100%. We'll
yeah.
totally hook something up.
Okay. I'd love that.
100%. Let's write.
All
The good
right.
thing is that, I mean, you can be as pregnant or as, you know, post-pregnant and still
Yeah.
write. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Let's make it right.
Yeah.
You'll be yeah. Well,
Yay.
I'll come down to Mexico and we can ride. And
100%.
you can finally have like, you know, do the pump thing, whatever you got to do and have a drink. And
Exactly. Throw some milk out the window, a couple of glasses of wine. We can
yeah.
totally do it. Let's pull it off.
Nobody needs any drunk babies, do they?
Exactly.
They sleep much better.
Exactly.
Kidding. Anyway, I love you, Ximena. You're
Me
the
too,
best.
LP. So
So
nice
great.
to talk to you.
You too. Guys, thank you for tuning in. We love you.
And thank you, Ganso, for hooking this up.
Gonzo. Yeah, man. Dude, El Gonzo is the spot. Everybody should go there and hang there. And I'm gonna go there again and hang there again. The first single, by the way, I wrote at El Gonzo. It was written by me,
That's
by
awesome.
Mike and Nate in El Gonzo. And yeah, that's a cool fun fact. So yeah, it was a good time. It was a perfect, very creative. But anyway, thank you, El Gonzo, for example. Anyway, I love you.
Awesome. Love
Okay.
you, LP. Bye bye.
Bye bye. See you.
Muchísimas gracias a todos por conectarse. Ojalá que hayan disfrutado mucho de este live con LP. Estuvo muy buena la chorcha, plática. Y recuerden de meterse a gansoayuda.org y ahí pueden comprar playeras y diseños especiales para ayudar muchísimo a la comunidad rodeando el ganso. Entonces, gracias a todos por conectarse. Ojalá que se hayan divertido mucho. Obviamente voy a publicar este pequeño live para que lo vean y se pongan al corriente los que no lo pudieron ver. Mil gracias a todos. Chao, chao.